I think that most Summoners War players prefer to auto as many areas of PvE as possible. That way we can save our manual play for PvP while we're on the toilet. One area of the game where players may struggle to auto is Captain Tartarus. In this video I'm going to show you what team I use to auto it, talk about the rune builds and some alternative units you can use, and then I'll show you I want to say completely free to play, but it's just a team that has no nat 5s, so I don't know, it depends how you define free to play, but it's a team that works anyways, and it has no nat 5s. So let's get into it. So here's the team that I typically use: Bastet, Annabelle, Perna, Tyrannus, and Michelle. I don't think anything is really groundbreaking here. It's the basic idea is just bring people that revive, so Michelle and Tyrannus, people that revive themselves when they die, Perna and Tyrannus, bring healers, Annabelle, Michelle, bring cleansers, Michelle, Annabelle, bring debuffs, two debuffs in particular, the attack break and the defense break, which Annabelle and Bastet both defense break, and Bastet has the attack break. She also has the glance. Another thing is violent runes are kind of actually a bad thing in Tartarus, but since all of these monsters are used in PvP as well, they're all on violent except for Michelle. Michelle can, at least for my purposes, has been able to get away with it just fine. And with the amount of sustain the team has, no matter how scary it seems to look, I mean, you see Bastet just died in a trash wave, it doesn't matter, she comes right back. And I would say it has probably a 95 to 100% success rate. I don't remember ever failing with it, but I feel like it could fail because of the silence from Tartarus. He's got, the Oblivion, AoE Oblivion silence thing, and I think if that lands on, everyone, that could be bad. So I think you would just need some really bad RNG, or maybe like Annabelle violent procs a ton and nobody else gets to take a turn. That would be, not optimal. But at any rate, it's got a high success rate for me. Let's say you don't have Perna. Well, what's a good 4-star unit that doesn't replicate Perna? Because nobody else has that, AoE passive heal on top of the revive and damage. But someone else that does have the revive and damage is the Wind Anubis. Iunu, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but it has branding, Oblivion, which doesn't matter here, but the fact that it comes back to life on its own and buffs its stats is very, very good here. No one can really replicate Tyrannus in terms of free-to-play units, but Eladriel would be a good one, and Amarna, the light Anubis, which would be, AoE revive and AoE heal and AoE cleanse, so it has a bit of Annabelle in him as well. It's very, very good. Michelle, I guess any reviver replaces Michelle, but I think Michelle is just the best option. She has everything you want in Tartarus. She's very, very good here. And Bastet, I guess the best replication would be Fran to get the attack buff. You do want someone to attack buff. Well, I guess you don't really need it. You could go Darian to receive less damage, and he would still have a defense break and attack buff in his kit. On top of reducing damage, it might lessen the rune quality even more. So as far as rune quality goes, I don't think it's as high as you may think it is. I mean, obviously the runes on my units like Bastet plus 180 on Violent, not a lot of people will be able to replicate that, but you don't need to. And I think the free-to-play team will really showcase that. Alright, so the free-to-play alternative, we have Emma, Darian, Iunu, Michelle, and Tenai, Anthony. We'll just call her Anthony. I don't know, the Fire Undyne. So again, we have a cleanser, 3 healers, Darian to reduce the damage, and really only 1 damage doer. It takes about, or at least it took me around 11 minutes to auto, whereas my normal team takes me about 5 minutes. But anyways, I think it's probably safer than the other one even. For one, I don't have violent runes on anyone in this comp, so I won't have any violent RNG screwing the team over. Secondly, there's a lot more healing and a lot less rune quality, and 3 of the monsters aren't max skilled. 1 is 5-star level 35, 1 is 6-star level 29, and still, despite how scary it seems to look at some point in time, it always is able to recover. This is my first and only attempt using the team, so I can't say with absolute certainty what the success rate is, but I think if it's able to do it with mediocre runes and not, max skilled, max potential monsters, then it should be able to do it very safely when the monsters are max skilled and 6-star level 40. So just comparing the two teams side by side, my normal team has 3 healers. The free-to-play comp also has 3 healers. My normal team has 2.5 revivers, if you consider Perna half of a reviver since it revives itself. The free-to-play version has 1.5. Again, Ayunu considered a half a reviver. In terms of cleansers, my normal team has 1.5, Annabelle and Michelle. Michelle being half a cleanser because she only reduces the time, or the duration of the effects, I should say. So instead of lasting 2 turns, lasts 1 turn, etc. And the free-to-play comp only has Michelle, so only has half a cleanser. Attack debuff, that's the next most important thing. My normal comp only has 1 attack break, and it's Bastet, and it doesn't even land all too often because it's just her skill 1. It doesn't seem to go. The free-to-play version of this team has 2 attack breaks, and 1 is very reliable in the form of Anthony's skill 1. I know it's not Anthony, but whatever. If you have her on 100 crit rate, then her attack break will land, and that's very good. I think 100 crit rate, triple revenge with just, beefy stats around plus 100-ish speed. You could probably get away with slower than that, honestly. That's probably her best build for this team anyways. And then defense breakers, my normal team has 2 defense breakers, Annabelle and Bastet, and my free-to-play version here has 1.5. If you consider Brand a half of a defense break, it's not quite as good as a defense break, but Darian has the only true defense break, and then Ayunu's got the Brand. Maybe some of these monsters you don't want to build, like the Fire Undyne, if you don't want to build it or if you don't have it. Maybe Miang, Water Chasin could be in her place, so that'd give you another cleanse, another heal. The Fire Undyne's just really good. Her heal is huge. It evens the ratio of the entire team and then does 25% on top of all of that. And then that skill 1 is just perfect to get the attack buff, or attack break, I should say, onto Captain Tartar Sauce. Another really neat thing about these types of teams is you have the ability to beat Tartar on Hell even with mini bosses still alive. I've beaten it with 2 bosses alive. I can't beat it if the fire mini is still alive. That triples the amount of damage he does, and it hurts too bad. Maybe you can with better units, like a Marna would be really good. Like maybe just a team of 5 revivers could do it. If you have like Nagong, the light pioneer or something, and just a huge team of revivers and cleansers, that might be able to. But I have done it with just the wind and water bosses alive, which just makes it take forever because he's taking 3 times less damage, or a third of the damage, I should say, and has 3 times the amount of HP. So it takes like 45 minutes to an hour to actually do, but if your guild's really trying for triple S and Labyrinth, having the ability to beat Tartar on Hell, when the minis are still up, is certainly helpful. You can probably do it on hard with all 3 minis alive, I would think. I haven't actually done it because I want the Hell reward. I don't want the hard reward, so I try to always beat Tartar on Hell. My guild doesn't really care about triple S all that much. I mean, my guild doesn't really care about anything all that much. We're a bunch of filthy casuals, which is fine. I like it. So one last thing, I'm going to bloop up 2 of my guildmates comps that I know are full auto teams. One is more free-to-play friendly than the other, but both do involve Tyrannus because Tyrannus is just perfect here. Anyways, let me know what you think of the video, if you're gonna try out these teams, or anything else you want me to know. Where you're from, how long you've been playing the game, whatever. I try to read all your comments. I enjoy reading them and responding to them. And anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Anthony in particular, I think should be built 100 crit rate, and if you can, triple revenge 100 crit rate. That way she can get the attack debuff out as much as possible. And yeah, you poop in your butt. Poop in your butt. Yeah, poop in your butt. Poop in your butt. Don't know what I'm doing because I don't have a script. Normally I have some kind of script, but I am just improvising this shit. Fuck me, I don't know what to say. And I'm farming mana anyway.